Men are stupid and they're awful and I hate them. And she's just, but yeah, she's everything's good. We're all good.
Okay. Work is stupid though. Can you imagine working like full time?
Oh my God. No, I did that for a little while and that was, I, work is the worst. And the fact that we have to work is just dumb. I don't like that.
It is.
I don't like that at
Well,
all.
one day everybody will just bomb everybody and then we'll be done.
Well, that's true. At the rate we're going, that's probably going to happen, you know,
Could be any
sometime.
time.
Any could be anytime, just like the rapture. Gotta be ready.
Yep.
And on that note, this is the beginning of the episode, joined by my wonderful, as always, co-host Nick Hanks. Welcome to this, I guess. Well, no, not yeah. It's I don't know what episode we're on, but and so after going back and like recording all this stuff and like now we're doing video now, which is amazing. You look beautiful, by the way, tonight. I just want to let you know that, as
Oh,
always,
thank you so much.
as if that needed to be said. But it's hard like going back and like or like I think we did a thing where like we had an episode like logged away and we wanted to do a Halloween episode. And I think that like threw off like the numbers of like when we like released it and stuff just because we wanted to beat the Halloween rush. So yeah, I think I don't know, like I guess we'll keep track of how many episodes obviously like when we post them all, but I think going forward it'll be nice to like in the intro be not have to be like, oh well this is the blank episode or this is the blank episode because I guess sometimes we'll just have to well, that's all the that's all the like we'll edit that and post and stuff. It's like, it doesn't really matter what episode it is because it's gonna be great and it doesn't matter which number it is. We'll figure that out when I'm posting it and when you're posting our lovely videos to all our socials, by the way, which shout out all the socials and all you're a social media manager. You're a social media mogul now. So how does
I
that
am.
feel?
I'm great at social media. Yeah, it feels great. I'm great at it.
Well,
I don't know that
obviously,
there's anybody that's better at social media than I am.
I would agree with that.
Anybody that is listening on the YouTube or the TikTok, please obviously like and subscribe and
Yes.
listen to the whole thing. But also, we do have episodes up on like Apple Podcasts and I don't other podcast places. I
And
don't know exactly where, but go listen to
right.
those because we didn't start doing video until we already had like 5 or 6 episodes up.
Yeah, and shout out to we were doing some digging the other day and we found out that I guess someone you can also stream us on Amazon Echo, which we have a listener or several listeners on Amazon Echo. So all the smart devices, the Googles and all that stuff, just tap into that Hoochie Daddy podcast and it'll take you right to us. So we're moving and growing and grooving and just loving this and I am loving this and but yes, shout out to you. You are doing a fantastic job and I wouldn't want to do this with anybody else. You're the best.
Yeah, I don't want to brag, but I think with like 3 videos up on YouTube, we're up to like 14 views,
I mean,
which is amazing.
well, yeah, that's
And I'm
three.
only like 10 of them.
Well, I'm the other three. So shout out. I think we did get like a. I think we're across multiple states. We haven't hit international yet. But we're downloaded all across this. Of across God's green earth of the USA. So thank you for everyone who is tapping in and tapping that pod and wherever you get your pod. We really appreciate you because that's who we're doing it for. Me, you, and all of you out there.
All one of you that may be watching.
We love that so much. And speaking of looking at us, if you notice our, I guess the Halloween episode had not gone full Movember. And now that my Halloween costume was Bob's Burger, which I should take some, we should, since you're our social guy, I'll get you on that. But we'll have to post my Halloween picture of as me dressed as Bob's Burgers, and my lovely wife Rachel went as Oh my God, I'm blanking on her name. Not Gina.
Linda.
Linda, thank you. She went as Linda, a beautiful Linda, and we were Bob's Burgers characters, and it was great. And Halloween is just the best. I had so much fun. I'm sure you did as well, taking Silas. Oh, and great costumes, by the way. I don't know if you'd like to explain what you guys
Thank
were,
you.
but y'all
Y'all's
looked
were,
great as always.
yeah, we did, Silas was Mario and I was Luigi and Hannah went as Princess Peach.
Love it.
And we went to my brother and sister-in-laws and, saw them, saw my niece and nephew and did, trick-or-treating in their neighborhood. Had a great time.
Awesome.
Got lots of candy. It was a great night.
So, did you take from Silas's bucket and inspect? Well, did you see if there's any needles, like, or anything miscellaneous in his bucket that you just had to get
Yeah,
out of?
we found like 7 or 8 razor blades and a
Oh,
couple of little
terrible.
dime bags of meth, but nothing
Well,
too terrible.
probably want to resell that. I'm sure the value is pretty high on that. That's a
Yeah,
good
well,
way.
we're gonna see what we can get.
Well, yeah, you gotta hit the open market on that for sure. Um, okay, so what are you going for the Reese's? Even though I think that's one of the worst things you could go for, but that's on that's probably not a very popular opinion. Um, but yeah, I don't know. Yeah, the Reese's. I don't.
No, the Reese's are all his. That's his
Okay.
favorite thing on
Oh,
this
okay, you
earth.
can't. So he'll get mad. Yeah, you can't take those.
He'll be very upset. So he'll keep those. I'll take the Twix, and Hannah will take Nerd Clusters, and then it was fun because a lot of the like preteen and young teenage kids like they came into Jesse and Jamie's house and they were doing like candy trades. So I
Mhm.
hopped in on that and
Oh, nice.
made some swaps. I got rid of the Twizzlers and the dots and
Well, yeah, you want to unload that as fast as possible. That's a
yeah,
bad
that
contract.
those are trash candies.
Yeah, that's you got to unload those on a just unwilling or just a lesser talented team. So like you trust me, you want this. You need this.
So yeah, pawned those off on some young kids that didn't know any better and took their
Love
good
that.
stuff.
Take advantage of kids on Halloween. That's what the I think that's the true essence of Halloween. So, by the way, shout out to some of the people in my neighborhood who on November 1st, which would have been what was that Saturday, I guess, had all of their
Yeah,
Halloween decorations up, like taken in, and Christmas decorations out in full force. So they have a giant skeleton in
that's
their big yard.
people
Like
that
that's their
have their
big
lives
thing.
together.
Yeah. So like when is Halloween? October 31st. So like beginning of September, this giant skeleton is just in their yard and it stays for Halloween, and then they just put Christmas decorations on top of it. Um, and it was funny because I think it had like you know, a ode to the like make Halloween great again or something like that. And then so every time we drive by it, the kids are like, God, I hate that house. So we got that going for us, which is good. Um,
It's funny how far we've come because just a couple of years ago was Andrew watching his YouTube videos and there were just all the ads of John Ossoff and he was
that's
like,
right.
God, I
God,
hate that guy.
hate that guy. Gosh, yeah. How I
Now we
mean,
love
how
that
the
guy.
turntables have turned on that. um, but yes, I think yeah, that is God, that was because now like I follow him on TikTok and every time I hear him speak, I'm like, well, that makes just the most sense in the whole wide world.
This
Who
guy's a
could have ever
genius.
voted against you? It wasn't me. Um, yeah, no, that's crazy that like it's just so funny, like just thinking back to like what I I thought and just all the stuff that you just take as just like undeniable. Like we're not even like it's just like, well, clearly this is the right way, and I don't have. It's nice that this is the right way because now I don't have to think about it. I don't have to like wonder what this implies or what this
Mhm.
means for you know X, Y, and Z. It's just and like how fairly quickly it took of like actually like, I guess you don't have to dig far or wide to see like, oh, this is very shallow, and this
Yeah.
is it's just crazy how quickly that that will happen, and yeah, it's very interesting.
I think that's funny because like you and Rachel, kind of flicked that switch a lot faster than me and Hannah did. Because I know like I started like the deconstruction journey before y'all had, and like
Hmm.
we read through the Bible after lots of family stuff had gone on, and we read through the thing, and it was a slower process for me because I just I had questions after I read through it, and I was like, well, let me go some places outside the Bible to see if they can explain some of this stuff that,
Hmm.
I know God's supposed to be good, and a lot of this is not. So I
Hmm.
must be reading it wrong, let me figure out what's going on. And just, was finding out stuff that I didn't really want to find out when I was kind of
Hmm.
going down that learning. And so there were times where I would stop and I'd be like, I don't want to know more stuff. Like
Yeah.
was really struggling with that. And then I kind of, were hanging out at your house one night and was talking to you and Rachel about, stuff I was hearing. And then it was like the next day, Rachel was like, yeah, I'm out.
No, no.
It's like,
I yeah, I
it's
know
like I've been
she
reading stuff for
or
like a year now and still just
no,
trying to hang on. And
no,
it's like,
no,
no,
no.
I'm wrong
I
about some of this stuff.
Yes, I love that woman with everything in my whole being. She just that is one thing, like it is, if I think once she realizes that there is a crack in anything, you know, it, of substance, it's like, okay, well, like I'm done. Like there's no point in like I'm
Yeah, she
like
jumped right off.
yeah, like I guess she takes what is that motto, like the burn the boats or whatever, like I'm good, like done, like I'm moving on, like that. I don't think that's used in the right context, but you know I think already our audience is smart. They'll get the meaning there. But no, she's
Yeah.
incredible. And yeah, like it was, I think even like I think I think that's like the hard part, because growing up I don't think like that's like the age old thing, like, oh man, like I better like say that prayer again, like in case that one didn't take, or I wasn't in the right
Hmm.
mindset, or maybe that whole thing. And then like I think on the other side it's like, well, you know I or so it's like, oh, are we're sure. And then Rachel's like, yes, we're like, what are you talking about? I'm like, yeah, I was just testing you. It was a test. It was a prank. It was a lifelong prank. And but no, it's just like I think it's for I guess one thing that's like weird is like, am I think we've talked about it. It's like, are we can't be like the smartest ones, because like I know how like not smart I am about like a lot of things, and it's like, okay, well, if I'm this like not smart person, then how am I smarter than everybody? Like how did we figure it out? Like what are because yeah, like I'm not, if I'm not the smartest person in the world, which obviously I'm not, like how did I assumingly get it right about this big thing?
Hannah says that a lot because I think she struggled with it more than
Yeah.
all three of the rest of us. Like she's
Yeah.
still, kind of back and forth and like
Hmm.
not really sure. And like she really wants to still believe in stuff. And so I have talks with her where I'm like, it's your own theology. Like you can,
Yeah.
whatever you want to believe, let God be whatever he needs to be to you, and that's fine. If you want to identify as Christian or whatever you need to do, you keep doing that. But
Hmm.
I don't know, for me it was just I like information for the most part. And so it
Hmm.
just that's why I just kind of kept diving back in where like I would get to points where I was uncomfortable and be like, okay, I'm gonna stop here.
Yeah.
I don't want to find out more. And then
Hmm.
3 or 4 more days later, I'd just be like, all right, well,
Ri-
we're already
Right.
this far. Let's
Yeah.
just find out. And that's more of how I cope with the whole
Hmm.
deconstruction process of it, is just having that information of the evolution of religion and not just Christianity. I've looked into, others too, and they all kind of progressed the same way.
Hmm.
And so that kind of comforts me in the fact that like I don't think I'm going to burn in hell because I've researched the evolution of the theory of hell and what it is and what it used to be the further back you go and how it keeps changing to basically
Hmm.
people made it up to say, hey, we should just keep being good because hell is coming for the people that are mean to us.
Yeah. No, I saw like one thing that made like so much sense is this person that studied like ancient religions and all this stuff was doing this like webinar conference whatever, and she was like, I studied this stuff so much that like basically she's like, tell me uh, a tribe of people whatever whoever the tell me any race of people, like what's their major like what are their economics, like what are they kind of like, do they trade a lot, do they like all this stuff, like are they close to the
Yes.
water, the mountains or whatever. It's like I'll tell you
Hmm.
exactly without knowing what their like state or countrywide religion is. Like I'll tell it to you to a T. Like it's very
Hmm.
predictable. It's like, okay, well what is going to grow this like what is kind of going to be best for like the community and like what's going to kind of like bring everybody together. She's like it's just based on very obvious factors, like and how to kind of control or like contain a population. I was like, yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. And God's powers grow the bigger like a population gets to
Mm.
where, oh, we have a really big group of people where we can't monitor everybody. Well, God sees everything. So make sure you're being good because God sees it all.
Mm-hmm. So I don't know if this is true because I haven't done any research on it, but one thing I actually heard it today, I think. Um, so I guess they were talking about like, I guess why the Christians sell or why Christians celebrate like December 25th as Jesus' birthday. And he's like, well, if you trace it back to where I guess in like ancient times, like so in December, like the day, like that's one of the or like around that time is like the start of when days start to become longer again. So basically, like it's the summer, like it's long days, long days, long days, and then like the winter happens, like the days continually, so like less and less sunlight you get. So ancient religions and ancient cultures were like, oh my goodness, like we're literally gonna be wiped off because like the sun is just it's not coming out anymore. Like it's literally like every day we're seeing less and less sun. So like and then I guess around that time is like, oh, like now it's like a new birth. Like the world is not ending. Like it's actually it's turning the other way. So like the days are starting to get like longer. So like it's traced back to like different cultural meanings and like stuff that I was like, oh, I don't again like I haven't dived into it, but I was like, well, that's an interesting point, like because that is true. That is kind of when the that's when the calendar starts to turn. Hmm.
And I think that's interesting, like just, having done research to kind of get to this point.
Yeah.
Because the only reason we started reading is because, we were seeing stuff online like, oh, Christians don't know the Bible. And then, people would be like, I wasn't an atheist until I read the Bible. And I was like, that doesn't
Hmm.
make any sense. And then I was like, well, I don't want to be one of those Christians that hasn't read the Bible. So
Yeah.
you know, that's kind of hypocritical. So I'm going to read it.
Right.
And then
Mm.
that's when you start learning stuff and you do research outside of it to figure out how it all came about. And then you see Christians that obviously haven't done all the research posting, like seeing them post stuff online. Like, I don't know, a couple years ago, like my mom posted something, a Bible verse about Baal online on
Hmm.
Facebook, and she put like Baal does this, and then she put parentheses Satan
Hmm.
because in her, you know, as a child, she was taught that Baal is another name for Satan, and she's just kind of stuck with that. And it's
Yeah.
like, that's not what that is. Baal was another god that is mentioned in the Bible because the Old Testament kind of says there's other gods besides Yahweh.
Hmm.
And then when you do more research into ancient religions, it's Baal predated Yahweh. There's writings of Baal way before there's writings of Yahweh, and that's probably why they battle so much in the Old Testament because basically they had the same God profile
Yeah.
of they are storm and warrior deities to different cultures.
Hmm.
And so the people that wrote the Bible, they hate Baal because he's too similar to what Yahweh is supposed to be. So they're natural enemies.
Hmm. Yeah. No. And thank you for talking over. I don't know why I all of a sudden started to choke to death there, but thank you for covering there. I almost died. So that was nice that I didn't. But no, it's
Oh, that's probably
crazy.
a sign.
It might be a sign. So um, for our video listeners there. But no, it's just crazy that like and like just learning about all this other stuff that like I think just talking with you and learning about like I think that the I guess the arc of the I guess the God of the Old Testament is just very similar to like the arc of like kind of like Greek mythology and like it's just and I think there was like another TikTok I saw that's just like yeah there's just so many like the or I guess like the story of the Garden of Eden like there's that story in many different ancient cultures that predated you know
Yeah, just a lot of
Christianity.
different variations of origins of humanity.
Yeah, yeah, it's and why they and I guess they just copied it and it just kind of became like why did that one become the most followed, like I don't that's I guess just because of how big the church was and I guess money and power and all that stuff. It's just crazy.
I think like it wasn't intended to be spread originally. Like Yahweh
Mm.
was a tribal god of the tribes of Israel, and that's what he was meant to be until the tribes of Israel were taken over in the Babylonian exile. And they're like, oh, we can't worship God here because we're not on Israelite soil. We're not supposed to be able to worship Yahweh,
Mm-hmm.
who is our God. And they were like, actually, Yahweh is everybody's God, so we can worship him everywhere. And then, after Jesus' death, he got a big following and was a part, in the Roman Empire,
Yeah.
which traveled around to the rest of the globe. So if you had Christians that were traveling around to everybody else, they're taking their religion with them.
Mm-hmm. And shout out to Spaceship Earth. If you can read this, thank the Phoenicians. And I remember them talking about the Roman roads and them building all the roads and stuff. So
Yes.
I always try to tie in Disney whenever I can. So thank you, Phoenicians. I'm dying. I'm going to die. I was like trying to hold it together and I was like, oh no. And I was like, no, I'm gonna lean into it. I can't breathe. I'm dying over here. I'm coughing up lungs. This is terrible. So
If anybody's struggling with their faith right now, this is a major sign that you
this
should stay Christian because
yes,
God is
like
killing Josh right now.
slowly but surely. But I was dying way before this. I just thought it would go away, and it just hasn't. So shout out all the medical needs that I'll need here in the next few minutes. So, by the way, is there any chance of you? So I forgot that like November is Movember. Is there any chance you grow the mustache? Because you look good in the full beard. Have you thought about going
I
Movember?
don't think right now.
Okay.
I've done Movember before, but
Okay.
I do it when I'm in better shape.
Well, you look
So
great.
when
I don't know
when
which
I've got the
side.
good defined jawline, I'll break out the mustache and it'll be okay. But
Okay.
for the most part, I don't take part in the November things. I'm not a big mustache guy, and I'm definitely not a no nut November guy. So
I
I
love the
won't be
TikTok. It's
partaking.
on every day. No, that was great. But I okay, so
No,
I do
November
love
is the
it.
best month to nut in. So,
Well, it's known for nuts in Thanksgiving and all the nuts that are used in recipes and everything. Um, I do love when I see a TikTok and I'm like, God, that's funny, but I'm like, oh, well, I can't send because first I don't know your ritual of how you do TikTok, but I open it and then like I just want to scroll for like a little bit and I'm like, God, that's funny. I gotta send that to you. And then I'm like, wait, no, I then like I'll scroll through yours to see what you sent, and I'm like, I was gonna send that.
hmm
So I love
yep.
that. I love that so much. It makes me so happy. It's like a little,
Now, I only get on TikTok to find things to send you. Yeah, same thing. I scroll, and when I find one that's for Josh, I'm like, wait, let me
yep.
check my inbox here, make sure Josh hasn't sent me 15 that I need to watch
Oh my
first.
God, so many. It just got. I mean, it. Yeah. It's an issue. It's an issue. I'm not working on it. I know it's an issue, but I'm not going to work on it at all. I think.
No, I get so mad at myself when I send you one first before I've checked if you've sent, and then I'm like, God, I went out of order.
Yep.
I was supposed to check first.
Oh, I know it's
Now this
it's
one's
it's
gonna get
hard.
lost.
Well, and like sometimes like we'll be on at the same time sending them to each other, and I'm like, wait, do I need to stop and read the or like do all this stuff and then send
Yeah, I
mine, or like
have.
are we just okay with the just I'll go
No,
back.
I have closed out the app before because I'm like, Josh is going right now. I'll check back in
Oh
a
no,
little
I don't
while.
want to take away your TikTok freedom. I I've come to I've come to multiply your blessings, not take them away. Like the guy from Sister Wives on TLC said, love should be multiplied, not divided.
Mm.
Me and Rachel quote that at least once a month. It's the craziest line.
I don't watch that show myself, but Hannah does watch it next to me on the laptop while I'm playing the Xbox a lot, and I
Yes.
just hear her go, "God, this guy's an asshole."
Yes.
And I was like, "Why are you watching it?" And she's like, "I hate him
He's no,
so
so
much." And I'm like,
we have not
"You
like
don't have to
sat
watch
down
him
and
at
like
all."
we haven't like watched the or like it's been on, but like I guess there was like a new thing where because like that was the whole thing. Like he had three wives, but then he married this. They're always younger, I guess. He just keeps marrying them younger and younger, and then I
Well,
guess
yeah,
now all his previous wives hate. They did a show or like it's still called Sister. I don't know, but like they just get on there and they're like, let's just bash this guy. He's the worst. They it was great. It was wonderful. I'm like yeah, this guy's horrible, and all three of you married him, and I I'm glad they have. I think they've divorced. I'm talking like I know everything about the show, but I think they're
it's
divorced.
the guy
Maybe.
with the ramen noodle hair,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Ramen. That's a great way to say it.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's the
yes.
thing. Like every time I look over at the screen while Hannah's watching, I'm like, how on earth is did this guy get four women to want to fuck
Yeah,
him at the same time?
I
Like,
don't
it's
know. And then
insane.
like he had like a they well because like everybody had like it was like the first one was like his love of his life. The second one was like the breadwinner,
Obviously.
and then the third one was just for
You
kids or
start with
like
the love of your life and then you just keep looking.
yep, you keep it. He's like, well, in the second one, it's like, well, you need to make a lot of money, and then the third one, I need a lot of kids because like one of them had like one kid or no, like so it was just. Then the fourth one was just like, oh, well, she's 20 and I'm 44, so that works.
Yeah, these women are getting kind of old now, so
Oh my goodness, are we gonna? Oh man, I'm sure you're watching the election results. Did you go vote? I voted today. I didn't even know that was a vote
did
till like
you?
late last night. I did, and I took Grayson, and it
Hannah
was
asked me like an hour ago if there was a vote today.
who did? Hannah did?
Yeah, we didn't know.
The show producer. No, I literally found out last night. I was going to bed, and like I think one of the TikToks, like the last TikTok I saw before my wee eyes hit the pillow, was like, like, man, big day tomorrow, election day, go out and vote. And I was like, election day? I thought that was 2026. But yeah, turns out there was, and so I went and did the civic duty, and there was a bunch of old people in front of me, so I think I know who they voted for. But we'll see who wins all the seats and houses. I don't even know who's. I just, I knew what
I don't know. I
I,
don't know one name.
I don't know one name, and honestly, I don't even know if the person I voted for wins because I don't really remember their names. So, you know, we'll see how
Well, good
that
luck
goes.
to you.
Good luck to you, whoever I voted for. I hope you win.
God, it had to be terrible just being around all of the olds.
It was, and they do the thing where, like, Grayson was being like, she was like, and like, it was a long line. So, like, she was like, I don't want to be here. And, like, I guess you can't have like all your technology stuff. You can't have like a phone. So, like, they're like trying to talk to her, and she's like, bitch, no, do not talk to me. I do not talk to you. I talk to three people in my life. It's, or no, I talked to four people. It's the two of us and the two of you, and then she just hits Maddox sometimes, and like, that's her. That's about what she is into right now.
Very
Well, I'm
tight-knit
sorry,
circle.
and Silas too. I'm sorry. She does. She will listen. She would listen to Silas read like A Tale of Two Cities. I think she would sit down and listen to his entire reading of A Tale of Two Cities. But if Maddox tries to tell her one thing, she's like, "I'm gonna scratch you." And you know,
Maddox seems to just kind of get under everybody's skin.
he does. He does a lot of things that he's just a little antagonizer, I think. And we're just
I
we're
think it's just the bursts of energy that he gets.
he gets a lot
Because
of
like he
bursts of
does the
energy.
zone out thing where he's just gone for like 20 minutes and you
Yeah,
forget he's
and then
there.
I think he's got to
And then
recharge.
he's just super hyper.
Yeah, that's. I wonder if that's what it is. Is like his, because yeah, he goes and goes and goes, and then literally will just like he won't he's there, but he just he's like, my brain can't process everything that I just did. I've got to come down, and then he's like, all right, well, I'm good now. I'm gonna go back to just being, you know. So it's
No,
yeah,
because
that,
that's when Silas gets mad at him,
yeah,
is he's
and
like,
during the gang beasts
Maddox
and
is
all.
annoying, is ignoring me. And we're like, he's not trying to. He's not aware that you're even there right now.
Right. Yep. And like, and again, Silas, it is not you. It is, well, he does it to you, but like he does it to me all the time. I'm like, I'll ask him a quick, and then like he'll look at me, and I'm like, he hears it, but like he's just not like and I'm like, did you hear? And he's like, what are you talking about? And like so I think that's just something that will come with time, but it is, but yeah, that's I've never thought of it like that. But I think his brain has to shut off. He's like, I can't. I've overstimulated myself, so I'm just gonna simmer down.
It's probably healthy, honestly.
Yeah,
Like
it
he's
might
like,
be.
I've used up all the energy I've got right now.
Yeah,
I'm gonna sit here
and
until I'm
also I
ready to
get
go
that.
again.
I get that. I do. I'm like, I if I don't scroll TikTok for like 3 minutes, I'm gonna explode. So I need to just like turn off my brain and watch just the dumbest things. And then also like one weird thing where oh God, I hate that when I thought it's a joke and I watch it, and then TikTok just is gonna like, oh well, this guy really wants to see this really serious video, and I'm like, no, I thought I thought you were
I
kidding.
was waiting on the stitch.
Yes, I was waiting on the stitch, right? Yes, or to be like, yes, some just saying horrible
No,
things, and I'm like, oh, this is gonna be good. This is gonna be so good. He's gonna stitch this so good. And then it's
that's
like,
the
nope.
worst thing about when the algorithm is just like, you really want to hear this thing that you have no interest in at all and
Right.
disagree with 100%, and you're
Yes.
gonna watch the whole thing.
The whole thing thinking it's a big joke, and it's just not. It's just, oh,
Like somebody's fixing to just rail on this guy, and it's gonna be
no.
so good.
And they're like, well, thanks so much for anyway, like and subscribe. And, I was like, ah, dang.
Now, I go back and forth between like I zone out for a little while, and then once I stop moving, then I'm like super tired.
Mm-hmm.
So then gotta have an energy drink because if I don't
Well,
drink
yes.
7,000, things with
Yes.
caffeine a day, I'll die.
Yes. Yes.
So like I had to stay home from work today because Silas threw up in the middle of the night last night,
Mm.
and Hannah had a big report that she had to work on today for work. So I had to call out and raise my child today.
Yep.
And so about about 3 o'clock, I was like, Bud, we've we've got to go to the gas station right now
Yeah.
because I'll die if I don't have an energy drink in the
Right.
next hour. So we had to load him up in his pajamas
Hmm.
at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm sure
Yep.
that looked great to everybody at the
Well,
gas station that my son was still in pajamas at 3 in the afternoon. We had to go get an energy drink so that I could still function the rest of the day.
I love that so much because literally Grayson lives in pajamas. Today she got new, so she had some small pajamas, and I know we're running short on time, so we'll end it here in a little bit. But um, so she needed new pajamas, so I went to Target, got some clothes, or she wanted Halloween ones because they were on, and I was like, oh yeah, well great because they're like super cheap because Halloween's over. So she was super excited about these Jack Skellington jammies and wore them. We got home at like whatever 10 o'clock whenever we got home from Target, and then she's like, "Well, this is what I'm wearing the rest of the day." So we went to the mall like that. She went. Maddox got a haircut today. We did so many errands, and she's like, and I'm like, "Yeah, girl, like rock your jammies, like rock your wild mermaid hair and your jammies. I love it. Like just be you." And I was like, I should just wear jammies too. This is awesome. I wish I was in pajamas right now. This is way better than being in. I mean, I was basically in pajamas. I was in shorts and a t-shirt, but I don't
Well,
wear
yeah,
actual clothes, and I don't think I ever will again. I, you know,
that's the thing. I used to wear like jeans or
yes,
slacks or something. And at
yes,
some point, like 2 years ago, I was like, I don't like them and I'm
yeah,
just not going to anymore.
yes. I think I did make the switch a little. You probably did a lot of research on how how these pants or shorts will fit me or how this will affect my social status, and I was like, jeans, I'll never wear. Am I going
Not
to a
doing it.
funeral? Oh, by the way, just don't get me started on funerals and crying. And that'll be a
Mm.
teaser for our next episode. Maybe we'll start off the podcast next episode talking about funerals and crying. But this was a
R.I.P.
fantastic.
Papa MC.
Uh, RIP. Um, this was just a blessing and a wonder. You sure are a treasure, and I can't thank you enough. Um, this was amazing, and you're the best. And I say, damn fine episode, and you are the best, sir.
And I love you, and your mustache looks great, and Rachel gave you a great haircut.
And smile if you love men's prostates, because it's Movember. So cheers to that.
Yes.
We'll end with that, and a scene.
And scene.